welcome everybody to the Civic Center, Waxahachie Civic Center. And those of you who came in from out of town back into the city, welcome back to the city. I know you've seen a lot of changes since you went to school here, and a lot of them are really good, and we've got a lot more to come. Mayor Beatty and I and the rest of the council have been working really hard to do some really good things in the city, and they're starting to pan out. One of them is the new high school we're going to build over on the west side. One of them is the highway is getting funded and getting kind of revitalized down through our stretch of Waxahachie. Y'all saw coming in, we've got Baylor Hospital built, and that's a beautiful addition to our community. And I think that Waxahachie is going to continue to grow and prosper, and I think that's our diversity will demand it. And I think that's one of our biggest strengths. I want to talk a little bit about Turner High School. I didn't go to Turner High School, but I went to Turner Middle School. In class 81, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I grew up here. C.A. Wilson was my grandfather. And so my mother was a Wilson, and Charlie and Lionel and all those guys were my mother's brothers. And I grew up working with them since I was little. I learned to drive one of those old orange trucks. And I've been on top of and underneath and inside and in every house in here with washers and dryers and refrigerators and heating and air conditioning and stuff. But I'm excited to be here today, and I hope that y'all are having a good time and a good meal, and I hope that you invite me back.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can't take her away. I'm a hot air balloon, I can go to space. With the air, I don't care, like baby, by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you feel like happiness is for you. Clap along if you know that that's what you want to do. Here comes bad news, talking this and that. Give me all you got and don't hold it back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Don't take no offense, just take your time. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know that that's what you ought to do. Clap along if you feel like happiness is for you. Happy, bring me down, can't bring me down. I feel happy, you just can't bring me down. I'm so happy, you can't bring me down. I'm so happy, can't nothing bring me down. Happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bringing happiness. Thank you. I thought I'd give you a little something to help you digest your food a little bit. Is that all right? All right. My name is Kim Allen. I'm here with my parents, my father, Willie Allen, class of 1950. That's my dad over there. Thank you. And I know some of you know someone that this next song will apply to in your life. And just think about that person as you hear the words of this song, and feel free to sing along with me if you want. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. I always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, and you were the one with all the strength. Only a face without a name. I never once heard you complain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wished I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all right here in my hands. I want you to know I know the truth. My life would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wished I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. 'Cause you are the wind beneath my wings. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wished I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings.
And I was here for every reunion since. We always came back home. We always made sure that we were at all of the reunions except for one, the very first one. And Mom always said that Bill Lacey just didn't tell her in time, and she never let him forget it. Believe me. The author, Thomas Wolfe, tells us that we can't go home again, and I respectfully disagree. We can go home again. I'm here. My son, who's currently standing there, is here. He has been to every reunion with me. It is part of the legacy that we need to keep. I've spent all weekend driving by the property that where we lived 50 years ago. Of course, the house is gone, but the memories are there. And the most important thing is that we still remember. I want to tell you, the reunion is so meaningful to me. is one of those things that we have looked forward to every other year for 30 years. And as long as I'm able to come back home, I will be here. I bring my sons back. They hear the same old stories. We drive by the same house. They've heard everything under the sun, and they know that they're supposed to listen and nod their heads and, just be there because it's just part of what we do. I do want to tell you that we've tried to take part in the reunion as well. Several years ago, about 10 years ago, I was mistress of ceremony. My mom was a speaker in 1989. My son Adrian, who's our entertainer, has performed here a couple of times. And my younger son can tell you about everybody in the reunion that he's ever met for the last 20 years. We have a legacy to uphold, and I intend to be a part of that. Many of you knew my mother, Annie B. Cross Green, who was a member of the class of 1939, and I will tell you, she was the valedictorian of the class of 1939. And she graduated at 16 and left and went to Prairie View at 16 years old. My father was O.L. Green, class of 1941. My aunt and uncle, George and Myrtle Brown, he was the class of 41, I believe, and she was class of 1944. My brother Dana and I attended Oaklawn until 1965, and then we moved away. Our teachers included, and please forgive me if I miss someone, Miss Sams, Miss Weaver. Once you left Miss Weaver's room, you knew how to read. Believe me, I could read very well at 8 years old. Miss Murray, Miss Borders, Miss Taylor, Miss Champion, Miss Hicks, Miss Maxwell, Miss Hunter. Dana only went the first couple of years, but I went through the 5th grade. We enjoyed our life here. We had a great life here. We went to Mount Zion Church. We were baptized in the church. We had great friends. We loved traveling all over Dallas and Fort Worth with my aunt and uncle. My uncle would get a new Thunderbird every other year. And of course, we had to break it in. And I will tell you too, one of the things I remember the most, and my sons just couldn't believe this, my mom would send us to the store. Now we only had one car and my dad had it at work, so my brother and I, she would give us an envelope full of money and the bills, and we'd walk down the tracks, pay the bills, and she'd give us 50 cents to spend. And we thought that was a lot of money, but it was 1964. We could buy a lot with 50 cents. But what she didn't know is that my aunt was paying me to clean out her barber shop, to sweep it out. And she gave me $2. And so obviously what I did more of was sweeping out the barber shop. There are a lot of things that I remember. I have to reminisce a little bit. But I will tell you, as a teacher, one of the things I'm concerned about are our children. Because I see, I've been a diversity trainer for the district. I've worked for the district. I've also taught. I taught English for several years. I've done several things for the district. I've taught this, I'll be starting my 17th year. I'm a literacy specialist. I am also an interventionist. I work a lot with at-risk students. But I will tell you that one of the toughest things I've had to do, or that I had to do several years ago when my older son was graduating from high school, I started getting these letters from teachers, and I think he was just going through senioritis. But what they call it now is the achievement gap. And there is nothing that you can do except Mom and I decided we were going to have a plan. We got with the teachers, we got with the principals, the counselors, and we said, we're not going to have this. You are not going to have senioritis and then miss out on something for your graduation. We had planned this for way too long. So we worked with him, we did everything. We met with the teachers, counselors, we met with a teacher at least once a week. And when he got ready to graduate, he moonwalked across the stage. And I knew then that everything was going to be okay. So now he's an entertainer, and the reason he's not here tonight is because he travels all over the Southwest. He has a band, and many of you guys might remember him. But he travels all over the Southwest just singing, which is what he loves to do. Let me also tell you that we do not have the teachers that I just mentioned. We need to make sure that that legacy continues. We need more of the Van Davises. Okay, we need more of the Miss Maxwells, the Miss Weavers, the Miss Champions. Our students need to see that. We know what we received from them, but our students are missing out on that. There's a gap, they call it the achievement gap, but there's also a social gap. There's other things that our students need that I feel like we need to be there for them. And that was one of the reasons I got back into education. My school is an exemplary school. We have 47,000 plus students in our district, and they speak 79 different languages. And we have to be there for every one of those students. But if you don't have principals like Mr. Finley, if you don't have principals like Mr. Wedgeworth, then you can't do anything with all of the research in the world, because they need caring, loving teachers and administrators like we had here. Now, please don't misunderstand. There are lots of good teachers. There are lots of good administrators. We have a lot of up-and-coming teachers I've interviewed. I've sat in on committees. I've given my response to who I think would be a good teacher. They've asked my opinion, and I'll tell them. But we still need more teachers. We're always looking for that in our district. I asked my principal once, why can't we have especially more African American teachers? And he said, well, they go to Dallas, they go to Houston, they go to San Antonio, because they can make more money. Now, Austin is, it's the capital city. We should not have this problem. But I think, once we continue this legacy, we shouldn't have the problem that we're having now. Our teachers have to be mentors. They have to be mothers and fathers and psychologists and sociologists. They have to be counselors. Our students are having a lot of other things that we never thought of. They're having to deal with a lot that we never thought of. And we need to be able to handle all of that. And we need to keep our Oaklawn legacy alive. We need to teach to the holistic child. Okay, our teachers that we had at Oaklawn were caring, they were respected, and they were respectful. They held themselves in high esteem. They were knowledgeable. They had a sense of family. They had a sense of community. And I'm not saying that we don't have that now, but we also need to make sure that this legacy continues. Let me leave one thing with you. I want to thank you for nominating my mother for the Freedman Memorial. She lived to come back to the reunion. She loved Waxahachie. She did everything that she did, and not for any amount of marketability or anything. She just really loved what she was doing for years. And I want to say, if there are any of the softball ladies who were on those teams, if you would stand, please. Do we have any people who are on the softball teams? Thank you. And if we have any who were on the pep squad, if you would stand, please. She loved her softball ladies. I heard about them for quite a while growing up. I met them when I had the chance to meet them. She loved her pep squad. She made the costumes for many of the pep squad members. And if anything, I was just so glad to see her name on the memorial today. In fact, I was a little more emotional than I expected to be, because it hit me all of a sudden. So I just wanted to thank you for that, and thank you for ensuring her Oaklawn legacy. I'm grateful to all of you. Please have a good rest of the reunion, and thank you for giving me this honor tonight. I really appreciate it.
We're standing line and march the time. Hold on, we'll never forget. March on, oh, march on, oh,